Picture this. A cold, salty breeze cuts through the night at Port Jackson Naval Base, where the USS Liberty, this sleek beast of a warship, sits dead in the water, her engine silent just hours before a classified mission that's got the Pentagon holding its breath. Everyone's on edge, technicians scrambling, officers barking orders, and the whole place lit up like a football stadium. But nobody can figure out why the ship's heart just stopped beating. And then, out of nowhere, they call him Jacob Turner, a retired Navy engineer, a ghost from the past, living quietly in a weathered beach house down in Mobile, Alabama, trying to forget the Navy that chewed him up and spit him out 25 years ago. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, when that phone rang in Jacob's dim little cottage, he froze, staring at the ocean like it might swallow him whole. Jacob's 68 now, still got that broad-shouldered build from his Navy days. But his eyes, man, they carry this heavy sadness, like he's been hauling a boulder uphill for decades. Back in the day, he was a legend, a kid from Mobile's rough side who could take apart a lawnmower at 10 and have it purring by dinner. By 27, he was the Navy's golden boy, designing propulsion systems for the Liberty-class destroyers, earning whispers of genius and envy. See, not everyone loved seeing a black guy from the wrong side of town outshine the old guard guys like Captain Richard Hale, a Silver Spoon officer who never hid his resentment. Hale used to sit in briefings, arms crossed, throwing shade with every question, like, "You sure you checked that, Turner?" Jacob ignored it, thought his work would speak for itself. Until it didn't. 25 years back, the first USS Liberty went dark in the Atlantic engine failure. Dead in the water, mission scrapped. Jacob was the fall guy. He'd warned them about a faulty fuel system, begged for more tests, but Hale and the brass pinned it on him, said he missed something, called it negligence. The investigation was a sham, over in days, and Jacob was out disgraced, discarded, his career torched. He swore he'd never go back, retreated to Mobile, fixing shrimp boats for locals who called him the engine whisperer. Life was quiet, simple until Admiral Sarah Mitchell's voice crackled through that phone, saying, "Jacob, we need you. The Liberty's down, and you're our only shot." His heart sank. Go back to the place that broke him? Face the same Navy that let prejudice win? But something stirred a spark of pride, maybe, or a chance to set things right. So he climbed into that Humvee, the rumble of its engine pulling him back to a world he'd buried. At Port Jackson, the air's thick with tension. Jacob steps into the engine room, and it's like walking into a lion's den. The young hotshot engineer, Nate Collins, barely 35, smirks at him, all swagger and sarcasm. "So you're the guy who's going to save us with, what, a wrench and some old-school voodoo?" The other engineers snicker, but Jacob's unfazed. He's seen this before: doubt, disdain, the same looks he got from Hale years ago. He just says, calm as a summer breeze, "If you've tried everything, Nate, why's the engine still dead?" Nate's face tightens, but Jacob's already at the console, pulling out a beat-up brass rod, his secret weapon from the old days. The room erupts and laughs. "What's that, Grandpa's stethoscope?" Nate scoffs. Jacob doesn't bite. He presses the rod to the engine, listens, and calls for a full power test run. Crazy, risky, but he's sure. Nate explodes. "You'll blow the whole system." But Jacob's voice cuts through, steady, sharp. "I built this engine, kid. Trust me, or this mission's toast." The room goes quiet, and Nate, fuming, gives the order. The engine roars, and there at ESA, faint vibration, a shaft misalignment nobody's high-tech gear caught. Jacob was right. Nate's stunned, his pride cracking like thin ice. He mumbles an apology, and the team scrambles, gears swapped, lasers realigned, every second ticking down to the mission deadline. With minutes to spare, the engine hums, green lights flashing. The USS Liberty's alive. But Jacob's fight isn't over. Outside, under a pink dawn, Admiral Mitchell hands him an enveloping official Navy apology, clearing his name after 25 years. "We were wrong, Jacob," she says, voice heavy. "You were innocent." Jacob's hands shake as he reads it, the weight of decades lifting, but not gone. Then Nate steps up, head bowed. "I was a jerk, Mr. Turner. You taught me more than any textbook." Jacob just smiles. "Learn from your mistakes, Nate. That's what makes a man." At a ceremony by the pier, with the Liberty gleaming behind him, Jacob speaks to a sea of uniforms. I lost faith in justice once, thought it was a lie. But today, I know it's real. It just takes time. This isn't just for me, but for anyone who's been wronged, doubted, pushed aside. The crowd roars. Even Hale, now gray and humbled, steps forward, whispering, "I'm sorry, Jacob. I was wrong." Jacob nods. "Let it go, Richard. We're free now." Back in Mobile, Jacob sits on his porch, the ocean stretching out like a promise. The USS Liberty's a speck on the horizon, but he feels at peace, finally. He's not just a man who fixed a ship. He's proof that truth wins, that you can rise above hate. So what do you think? Could you go back to a place that broke you, face the doubters, and fight for what's right? Drop a comment. Share your story. Let's talk about justice, courage, and second chances. If this hit home, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more stories that remind us what we're made of.